Hey there, it's Kay, and thank you so much for joining me for today's budget video where I'm going to be sharing with you guys my debt payoff progress for the end of July 2021 and updating you guys on my current debt balance as I continue my journey. So if you've been following me on this journey so far, thank you so much for joining me again. And if you're new to my channel, I would love to see you follow me by subscribing down below because it's free and it really helps me out. So I made so much progress this month and I'm really excited to share it. So let's get right into it. So here is July's debt tracker page, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. And we're gonna have to go back and visit June's page, which I just perfectly opened to magic. I'm gonna have to go ahead and copy these ending balances, which are gonna be July's starting balances. So why don't I go ahead and write in all of my debts. So I have my tuition, and then I have my student loans, and so I pretty much only have educational debt left. And in June I didn't pay off any of these groups, so all of these groups I still had in July. So B, C, D, F, and G. For my tuition, we started at $10,300, and then I'm going to leave the net balance blank for now because I know that this amount is off by a few cents. So I know that these are correct. I opened up my net account and I double checked. So all of these balances were correct. So I'm gonna go ahead, copy these over, and then add them up to get the correct amount. So we had B was 3851.53. C was 1521.84. D was 495.50. And then F was 3500, and G is 6000. And so I'm all set with this. So for now I'm going to close the whole book and set it aside. And it's getting very thick, so it's actually getting a little hard to close, and I'm wondering if these size discs will even be enough to hold my entire book this year. So first thing I want to do, I'm gonna zoom in so we can have a closer look. First thing I want to do is total all these individual loans up so that I can get an accurate starting balance. So it looks like the starting balance is $15,368.87, and then we're gonna add 10,300 to get the monthly starting balance, which was $25,668.87. So that is the true, accurate, up-to-date starting balance that I had for the beginning of July. So now we've fixed that weird decimal problem that I had. So that should be good. Going into payments now, my tuition's the only one that has a due date because the student loans are on forbearance, so they don't have a due date. And the minimum payment also they don't have on the student loans themselves, but my tuition has a minimum of $50 and it's on auto pay. So the $50 just gets taken out automatically on the 15th of every month, and there's no interest on that account. So the ending balance is pretty simple. It's gonna be subtract 50, so $10,250 left on that account. And that account started in 2015, I think it was really close to about $15,000. So over the course of some time past, that small $50 payment has still made a pretty decent impact. So It's nice to see me almost under the $10,000 mark on that one. But since my student loans do have interest on them, once the federal student loan moratorium ends, I really do want to get those paid off as quickly as possible so that I have a smaller amount of interest. So that's been my target, and I've been paying these loans off in order from the smallest to largest because I use the snowball method. And my goal over the course of 2021 was to eventually have Nelnet D paid off by around November. But I actually paid off Nelnet D this month for July. So I finished off D for the $495.50. So that loan was finished off. I was very fortunate this month for July to have a much higher income than I budgeted for. And that was in part due to the unemployment tax refund, and also a lot of travel reimbursements coming through from work. So I was actually able to start my next highest student loan, which is Nelnet C, and I was able to make a very large dent in it. The payment I was able to make off of my second paycheck was $1,132.50 out of a $1,500 loan. So let me grab my calculator because I cannot do this in my head. Minus 1132.50, 389.34 is the remaining balance on Nelnet C, which can totally be destroyed for August's budget, and will also be getting me way past my intended goal for the entire year, to the point where after C, my next largest loans are significantly larger, and I'm gonna be moving to F, maybe not in August, but maybe in September. And I'm really glad that this loan is a little less than this loan because this loan is newer, and as I've been paying down these student loans, my credit score has been going down. Not like a lot, but I went from being like 802 to being like 775. And I just wanted to share that just so people are aware that when you do pay off these older loans that you have, especially these older student loans that some of these I've had since I was 18 and I'm 26, and they make up a large majority of my credit history, that you will see your credit score go down. So if that's something that's important to you, then maybe you might want to try a different payment method and try paying the newer stuff off before paying the older stuff off. But for me, I don't really care right now because it's not making too much of an impact. And if I got below 750, then I might have to change my debt payment strategy. But for now, I'm going to stick with the snowball method because it's working and it's not really interfering too much with my current priorities, but that could always change. So everything else for all the other balances are going to carry over because there's no interest on them currently with the current moratorium. So I'm just going to draw these arrows over like I have been, because that's my slight way of being lazy with it, not having to write all the numbers again. So all these balances just carry over, like I said, because there's no interest. So for the sake of accuracy, I'm going to total all of these ending balances up for my Nelnet balance and then add it to the tuition manually on the calculator. So it looks like my ending balance is $13,740.87, which is really nice to see such a huge movement in that balance there. So if we add that to 10,250, we have a new debt balance of $23,990.87, which means I'm finally below the $25,000 mark again. Praise the Lord. I'm gonna go ahead and add these totals up just so that I know in total what I paid. $16.28, which will also be the amount that my balance moved because none of these have interest on them currently, which is always nice because it makes the math pretty simple. I just hate working with all these decimals, cents. I might just go in and make a payment and make them all 0 cents because it's like really annoying me. It really does bug me. I'm like that tedious about it. I don't know why, but I made the balance go down $16.28, and it looks like my pen is dying, like it's about to go out. So let's hurry up and forecast for the next few months. Because I finished my payment plan for the year, I'm gonna have to make a new like end of year plan for the like a plan. But for now, I'm kind of winging it, and I'm just trying to really focus on paying down as much as possible before that moratorium ends September 30th. So for August, obviously, the main goal will be to finish off the Nelnet C. And I think it will be fair to say that I'm just going to put approximate 400s. That might be the only goal that I can get to for the month, and play it light. And then September we can start Nelnet F. And I'm wondering how much I can do in September. I can maybe do about 500. I might be able to squeeze it. But as the year comes down, is usually when my travel starts to trickle down. Eventually I won't be traveling, which means my paychecks will go down to just my hourly pay, and that's when I enter my low income state. So the further along we get into the year, the tighter my budget is, and that's why making the plan will be necessary, especially for October, November, December, January. But yeah, what an impactful month it has been. I'm so grateful for all that extra cash, being able to dump that in and just keep knocking these loans out. And I'm also so grateful for everyone's support so far on my journey. It's been a really, really long one, and it still looks like it's going to be a really, really long one. So I hope y'all stay tuned. I hope you made it to the end of the video. If you did, I sincerely appreciate it. I also hope you leave a like and a comment down below. Just any words of encouragement. So if you want to keep up with me in between uploads, I'm also on Instagram at KBudgetPlans, and I hope to see you there. Anyways, peace out.